Well, no wonder I have a draw on my battery. I got work craftsmanship such as this. Universal light switch. This was, let me see if I can get in there. This was a splice in of these auxiliary gauges because I guess some of the gauges on the dash didn't work. Which I get it. Not the best job in the world. Didn't even use the right terminals or the right size terminals even. Applaud the effort. But then we have this hanging loose. This hanging like that. Of course, this again, you know. So, yeah, it's a little dirty in there. It's an old truck. And, you know, some of my wiring down in there from a radio. I like heat shrink tubing. But overall, I knew that this was going to be a lot of work. And I'm beginning to debate whether, is it really that hard? I mean, is it really that hard to pull everything from the bulkhead, everything from that fuse panel, and pull it out, unhook all of this, lay it out, order the proper harnesses for this, and maybe a new one for this, and a couple others that might have been snipped, you know, not too hard to get wiring diagrams and color coding. Or do I wait a while and save up $300, which will take me a while, because this project I promised wouldn't take away from spending on the grandkids and stuff like that. I'm in a little deep with accoutrements for the engine that I had to do and stuff like that. So yeah, so I'm gonna have to save up a little just to make it not, the bane to the household. Or do I really gain an education and know this truck intimately by making my own harness, which I did sort of under my engine compartment. I did snip and clean up a lot of mess under there and loomed it and put it in some heat shrink or heat resistant stuff in areas where it really made sense, and I took my time on it. I should do the same here. I don't know. I really want to use the truck. So I think today, since I have a switch, I already have one of these. I think today what I'll do is I will continue with this. I will clean it up, heat shrink whatever's dangling, like this and stuff, like, fun things. Continue on with the setup I got right now. Use my truck, put this in there, hopefully everything works. I just got a mystery. Did this come from this? I have to get a color code to figure. I'll find out today if this came from this or if this was just randomly dangling. I don't know. I haven't sat down and really gave it much mind power. So yeah, clean it up and hopefully get the switch working and just get her kind of patched up where I can drive the truck around and use it, because it's not really, it's not that bad. I have a draw, so I have to use a battery cutoff, which I tried to wire here, moved around some grounds and figured out that my wire was too short, and figured that it's going to cause more problems if I do an interior switch and I'm avoiding a problem. I guess I'm ignoring a problem. So I decided with that to go ahead and try to either fix the draw or stay with the setup I got. The draw, I guarantee you, is in here. I'm sure this guy was no electrical engineer that worked on this, nor am I. The only thing I do is I do research and I take my time. But, you know, hey, he's working on the fly. So I'm certain that my draw is coming from in here. Someone's hooked up a constant to a constant or a power or whatever, you know. And, hey, it got him through. You know, it's probably going to get me through until the truck catches fire. Which won't be the first time. Okay, well, challenge accepted, you know? Challenge accepted. Well, I'd like to eliminate those. I'd like to. They're important right now. I need to know my oil pressure, the state of my battery, and the temperature. But I would like to get the original working again. Everything kind of working off of this and off of these little parts that are, you know, meant to be. It would function the correct way. All it requires is a tape for the back of the instrument cluster and have it light up again and have it, you know, kind of have everything kind of right. Again, this is not going to be a show truck. Look at the craftsmanship here. This is not going to be a show truck. It's going to be a comfortable truck that's going to get work done. Fun to drive. You know, maybe pass on, if, you know, Lord willing, to whoever would appreciate it. But it's not going to be nothing fancy. You know, I'm debating summertime will probably make me really want AC, but it wouldn't be that hard to do either. But again, it's a money thing. You know, so it's not really my daily. It was my daily for about 2-3 years. It's not my daily. You know, so I have time to work on it, you know, and whatnot, and try to save a buck as much as I can without cutting any corners as much as I can. This is a hard thing to do, especially with the prices the way they've been. But amazingly, the prices on the parts for this Chevy has not been ridiculous. Have not been ridiculous. It's not. I've not put a lot of money in. I've put a lot of parts on this thing. I've thrown headers on it, and I've got a new starter, and you know, and a heat shield for the starter, and oh geez, what else have I done? Alternator, fuel pump, radio, just so I have something to listen to. Not a necessity, but you know. So it looks like scary, but hey, man made it. Man can figure it out, right? It just takes time, and you have to get a chart. You have to know where the charts are. You have to know your color codes, and hopefully this guy didn't break into this. This is all factory work right there, so I know he didn't break into it too far. So all the original wires are present. This is just end stuff that the guy cut off and harnesses, maybe just the light harness possibly, and just tapped into it. I tapped into the radio, so I don't have a constant power on the radio. I was afraid to hook it up, so I have no memory whatsoever. I didn't hook the yellow wire up because I didn't want to add to the draw. You know, it's a slow draw. About 2 days worth of sitting, 3 days worth of sitting, and this battery, a new battery, will be completely dead. I just put about $100 worth of battery into this thing. I don't want that one to die, so I got it completely unhooked while I work on this, and I don't want to spark. So I don't know. Hopefully my next video will be me turning the lights on with this current setup. Maybe cleaned up a little bit and nothing exposed. A little heat shrink on everything. New terminals, new switch. I got that in my other car. So, and we'll see.